What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Manny Robles. He is the trainer of Andy Ruiz, and he had this to say via Michael Benson. He says, "We're willing to fight anywhere. That's what a true champion does. If we got to go to Wales or Saudi, we've got to go by what the contract says. Obviously, we're going to give him the rematch because that's what we signed up for." Manny Robles. Okay. Now, his trainer has just basically said everything in a nutshell. Okay. He set his standard. He said what they're about. They know that they have to do a certain thing according to a contract. And the problem is, why haven't we heard anything from Andy Ruiz? Now, the funny thing about this is the fact that we haven't heard anything from Andy Ruiz. That's why on my two videos that I've recently posted early this morning, that this wasn't the words of Andy Ruiz. Okay? And if he did release the statement, it didn't come from his mouth. It came from another mouth transferred to him through him. Okay? And it's influenced by someone else. So I think Andy Ruiz needs to be his own man and stop trying to allow outside people to dictate what his contract consists of. You know, his own trainer, you just heard him say, you know, we've got to go by what the contract says. And that's it. That's what happens when you sign a contract. A contract and all the documents and everything involved in that contract has to be fulfilled. Okay? He knew that. Again, Ruiz was blessed. Okay? He was blessed to get the opportunity because he never seen any money like that. Andy Ruiz would have never done the things that he's doing to this day that he's doing now. Never. You know, blessed with this opportunity. And I think he needs to realize what changed his life. And what changed his life versus for the better versus what can change his life for the worst. See, this is a two-way street, people. This is what we need to realize about Andrew Ruiz. If maybe he just needs time to think. But if he's sitting back, listening to other people, telling them, hey, you need to play hardball, these businessmen and stuff like that, he should know that he can't be 100% convinced that these people are going to support him once the verdict comes in, once Eddie Hearn decides to move forward with legal action due to a contract that he didn't fulfill. You know, because it has lawsuit written all over it, but I think he needs to realize that the same thing that made him could break him. You know, I don't think he wants to lose all that money, you know, and I think he spent a lot of money, obviously, but maybe he needed to spend that money. Maybe he had debt, whatever. But he needs to realize that the blessing came from an opportunity that he asked for, not something that's obligated to him. And I think he's treating it like he's obligated for these terms that he's trying to force upon a contract that he already signed. And it's not cool because, you know, you say, oh, this is a blessing, this, that, and the other. Well, you're treating a blessing like it's an obligation to you. A blessing is not an obligation. It's a blessing. It's something that didn't have to happen. You know, he could have been waiting out to fight his next PBC fight. You know what I'm saying? Had he not taken that fight or asking for that fight and being granted or blessed with that fight. Okay? So, again, we haven't heard what Andy Ruiz has to say, what his demands are, what he really wants. You know, we've just heard a statement that, hey, he needs, you know, a higher increase or a higher guarantee purse. But according to Mr. Robles, they already know, you know. But the thing I like about this statement is he says, obviously, we're going to give him the rematch because that's what we signed up for. So Robles knows that they have to fight because he signed a contract to fight him twice, basically. You know, if he wins, he fights him again. No ifs, ands, or buts. Not, but if I knocked him down 4 times. Not if I beat him like this. Not if I beat him like that. If you win, you got to fight him again. Bottom line, Robles knows that. Ruiz knows that. I hope he knows that. You know, and the people that's influencing him to do otherwise knows that shit too. Okay? So this is what it is. So I think we can relax. The soothing part of this statement is they're going to give him the rematch. That's all I care about. I don't care how much money they offer him. I don't care how much he gets. $9 million is enough. We already broke that down in other videos. So there. As long as the rematch happens, as long as he's happy or whatever, if he's happy or not, I don't care. I want these guys to fight because happiness is a state of mind. It's you know, that's an overrated thing these days of a boxer's happiness due to being paid a certain amount because people don't know what to ask for these days. They ask for shit, tons of money that they never saw or tons of money that they feel they're worth and they haven't even made themselves. So how are you going to be worth what you made? Okay? And speaking of that, let me counterpunch that now. Might as well. Everybody's asking what Andy Ruiz should be paid. Okay? What is he worth? You know what he's worth? He's worth what he got paid. If he got paid more than he ever got paid before in his life, that's what he's worth. That's what his value is. Why? Because that's what he received. You know, you could argue if he was offered something else back in the day, but he wasn't. This has been his highest fighting purse. Therefore, that's what he's worth. He's getting more than that. That's what he gets. That's what he should receive. Okay? That's only fair. You can't say, I want $25 million and you don't even really know your worth and you've only received 7 in your lifetime. Because that 7 million trumped everything. 6 times, over 6 times the amount of the money he ever made in his life as a professional boxer. So let's be real and let's be fair about it. Okay? And if you're getting 9, that's more than what you were worth, right? Because what you were worth, you just trumped for making 7, right? Now you're making 9. Now you're worth 9 million. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a different fight. So there you go. He's worth $9 million because that's what he was offered because the highest amount he was ever paid was 7. So that's what he's worth. But anyway, guys, that's me counterpunching it, wrapping it up. You guys tell me what you think about Manny Robles' statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.